Howdy folks, and I hope you're all managing to avoid Mariah Carey wherever you are in collecting land. And welcome back to the channel for another 1/6 scale figure preview. So overnight, Hot Toys have dropped another Predator figure on us. And excitement might just fall a little bit when we realise that it's another feral predator. This time it's the battle damage version from the Prey movie. The figure that they released earlier this year, the non-battle damage version, met with a mixed reception, shall we say. This chap over here, yeah, he got some stick, and some of it was justified, to be honest. But before we dive in and have a look at the new photos that Hot Toys have dropped on us, I would like to send a huge shout out to everyone who supported the channel. And please drop a like and hype on this preview, as it helps other people find Go Figure. And if you haven't already, be sure to mash that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing any of the 1/6 scale news, reviews, previews, tours, showcases, and all that other fantastic stuff that we've got coming up. So, Prey the movie, it caught Mr. Go Figure off guard. I wasn't expecting much. And I was suitably impressed. I really liked the film. Haven't seen Badlands yet, hands up. I must be one of the only people in the known universe who hasn't seen Badlands yet, but I will get round to that, so I'm reserving judgment on that. But there was a massive buzz in the collecting world around the release of the 1/6 scale feral predator, the initial one. And yeah, there was a lot of disappointment. We're not here to review this guy over here. We're here to preview the battle damage version. So let's dive in and have a look at the photos. Let's kick off with the first photo. And straight away, I've got to say, yes, it's good photography, and yes, it looked really impressive in the first time round. But this looks exceptionally similar to me. So you can do your own comparisons with this guy here. Straight away, it looks pretty much identical. Come on, let's say it as we see it. And Mr. Go Figure is getting a waft of cash grab, but there are some differences, and I might have to refer to the promotional blurb that Hot Toys have put out with this figure throughout this preview. But first differences I noticed straight away are the green blood. Straight away we've got green blood. There's a broken tusk here, and we're seeing the green blood underneath it. We're seeing the green blood on the body, on the shoulder area there, on the waist, and we're seeing this tree trunk on the diorama base that wasn't on this version, obviously, but there is a reason behind that. We'll get to that. But as for everything else, I'm not seeing any real differences here. Yes, the body was criticised for the paint applications. The joints were criticised, and it was sort of widely agreed that it was pretty much an overgrown NECA figure at the end of the day. But yeah, I'm not seeing any difference here. Clutching the weapon, exactly the same. Clutching the spear, exactly the same. You've got the light up laser sighting on the biomask itself. The biomask looks identical. The loincloth all looks identical. But let's zip on to the next photo, and we get to see this diorama base for the first time. And as I said before, as you can see here, the only real difference is this tree stump on the left-hand side, and apart from that, pretty much identical. My biggest gripe with this diorama base that Hot Toys gave us with this version was it was a little bit soft in the sculpt and paint applications, and B, it went down that route that Hot Toys seem to have gone down recently, where they provide us with a diorama base, as you can see, that is way too small for the figure. So it's great if you're wanting to put him in a vanilla museum pose, but if you want to go for a dynamic pose, which we need to do with our Predator figures, come on, let's face it, then you were pretty much shit out of luck. Unless you did what I'm doing here, which is pose him off the base, which they've got in this photo here as well. You can see here his left foot's off the base, but the nature of those sculpted feet being solid plastic is inherently unstable. And I've got him in a similar pose here to the one they've got there, and yeah, inherently unstable. He's a big, heavy, chunky figure, this one, and if he falls, it's going to do some damage to it. And you say, yeah, use the crotch grabber, the crotch cut, but the base, in my opinion, could have done with being a little bit larger. But what I'm seeing here, as I mentioned, is just a larger tree trunk, and that's about it. The proportions look identical. The paint application looks identical. There is some scarring that I'm seeing here, and I'm going to check the blurb. I mean, it does say here that battle damage paint applications and battle damage scarring to represent the final battle scene in the film. And yes, I am picking out some scarring on the thigh areas there. I'm going to lean in, not seeing that much by the way of any other battle damage there. Looks pretty much identical to this guy, in my opinion. So we've got a few little scratches here and there. We've got some added green blood paint application, and apart from that, there's some on the ankle, and there's some on the on this axe that comes with the figure itself as well. So they put a bit of green on there too. Apart from that, it's looking pretty much identical. On to the next shot, because as always, Hot Toys have dropped a shit ton of photos on us, and if they start getting samey, I'll just be zipping through them as I do, as regular Stitch-On will know. They mentioned something about the dreads being finer here, but I know that they went back to the drawing board, Hot Toys, with these dreads, because there were a lot of complaints. They were way too thick. And they're saying they're finer here. If they'd made them any finer than the ones that came on the original, is yet to be seen. I can't see it because I think these are fine. One of the few things that is fine about this figure. I'm thinking these dreads are identical. But we've got the shield, we've got the club, and really once again, all that and the splitting spear, obviously. The only thing I am seeing different here from this guy, once again, tree stump and that green paint application. On to the next. And it's the same story. It's absolutely the same story. Now, if you were a fan of this figure, and there must be some fans of this figure out there, if you were all in with this figure and absolutely love it, then this battle damage version will be manna from heaven for you. Me, I'm not so convinced that I need this in the collection. Once again here, we're looking at pretty much identical to this, with some green blood paint application on the edge of the shield there. And really, that's about it. On to the next. We've got the unmasked head sculpt here without minus biomask, and looks like you can stick those arrows in the back and in the tree stump itself as well. So yeah, that's nothing new. It is for the tree stump because the tree stump is new. Looks like we've got the same annoying plastic loincloth. Really very cheap and nasty, unfortunately. Why Hot Toys didn't go down there the route of doing this in some form of material, I don't know, but it's not nice. Joints look identical, and yeah, some scarring on the chest as well. We've got some scarring across that chest there. Once again, the unmasked head sculpt looks pretty much identical to the original here. The paint applications were criticised there. They weren't the best in the world, to be honest with you. Hopefully, Hot Toys will have improved those paint apps, but it doesn't mention that in the blurb, so it's anybody's guess. Moving on to the next, our mouse disconnected itself there. Don't know why that is. On to the next one. Now, the purpose of this tree trunk comes into play. Now, obviously same jointed arms there, and what we've got is him driving the blades through the tree trunk itself. This is the point where his arm is severed, and that will come into play as well. That looks really nice, I have to admit. I think the effect they've done there is very good. I'm not sure whether these blades will actually fit through holes in the tree trunks, whether you just simply rest it up against there and these are attachable on the other side. Probably have to wait and see, maybe for the all shot at the end of this preview. But once again, bar this effect with the arm going through the tree, I'm seeing no real differences here. Proportions look absolutely the same, that head sculpt looks the same, and the only real differences being, as I mentioned, some visible scarring and that green blood paint app. The gauntlets look the same, everything, the hands look the same as well. On to the next shot. Now, this is why we have the tree trunk, and yeah, what this figure does come with, which differs from the original, is a replaceable severed arm. I like this. I think this is a cracking idea. I think it's a great look. from where he gets his arm severed in the movie. And I think really that's probably the only thing here, bar the green paint apps and the scarring, that separates this out from the original. So you've got the stump stuck in the tree there. It's suitably green blooded up in the stump area, as is this swap out severed arm. Now I'm going to assume this is on a ball joint, pops out, pop in the severed arm and pop in the hand effect into the tree there. Looks like there are probably holes through that tree stump, but yeah, I think it looks really, really good. However, does this warrant a complete new purchase? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure on that score, but let's zip on to the next shot. His arms have regrown. We've got him sort of perched on that diorama base there with the tree in the background. And yeah, once again, bar some scarring and some green paint applications there, pretty much identical to this guy. Let's move on. Close-up shot of the biomask head sculpt, and yeah, as far as I can see, that's pretty much been repurposed from the unbattle damage version. The detailing looks nice. The paint application on those gauntlets looks really good, as it does on the weaponry with the silver dry brushing, the shading. The detailing there looks really good. Hands, let's talk hands. Hands and feet, big issue with this guy. Paint applications, not the best in the world. Relatively simplistic. Whether Hot Toys have altered that, it doesn't mention this in the promotional blurb, so I'm going to have to assume it hasn't been changed. So yeah, iffy hands and feet, and we'll no doubt see the feet later on as well. Moving on, another shot with the biomask on. Once again, we're going into samey territory here. Nice detailing on the blades and the gauntlet. Nice detailing on the shoulder section there. Got the pod on the back. That really iffy plastic loincloth. That looks slightly more detailed than the version you're seeing next to me here. So maybe they've addressed that with a slightly finer sculpt, but once again, that's not mentioned in the blurb either. So yeah, articulation, I'm going to assume, is exactly the same. Not the best in the world, particularly in this chest area, although they did alter and remove that ugly chest line there, which made it look even more like an overgrown NECA figure, and put a full sort of seamless chest on the front of this figure. It looks like they've gone the same route there. It gives you that slight line there. There is articulation, but it's not brilliant. On to the next. Unmasked again, severed arm in tree stump, and really, yeah, detailing on the shield, very nice. New green blood paint application, as we mentioned. Arrows look the same, and we're seeing that severed arm again. On to the next, slightly further back this time, seeing how the whole thing interacts with the diorama. And yeah, pretty much, almost an identical pose to what we're looking at here. So you can really see where the tree stump figures on that diorama. And yeah, I do like that. I do like the look, I've got to say. I think it's impactful. I really like it. However, I'm struggling to see how I can not only justify this in the collection, but I'm asking myself that question: do I really want this? Do I need this? What I would like to have seen, and no doubt I'm going to mention this several times in this preview, I would like to have seen them completely overhaul this guy. Go back to the drawing board, maybe give us a 2.0 version. I know it's still fresh, it only came out this year, so Hot Toys will probably leave it a year or two before they revisit it, if they revisit it at all. But yeah, I would have probably preferred an upgrade to this guy than this version. But moving on to the next shot. Once again, we've got him with his blades stuck in the tree in an action pose, and yeah, nothing new to see here other than the arm through the tree stump. On to the next one, same one again, slightly different angle on that severed arm. We're starting to get into samey territory here. I will zip on. We're seeing him queued up slightly differently here with him looking off at an angle there. We're going to get the same replaceable mandibles, I am assuming here. Once again, it's just the only difference being that severed tusk there in the green paint apps. So pretty much replete with all the same mandibles that we had with the original. Shot from the back there, we can see the pod that in the original attached magnetically, as does the weaponry, and I'm going to assume it's the same case here. You've also got the staff across the the lower part of his back, not the most stable thing in the world. I'd like to see those magnets maybe a little bit larger and a little bit stronger. This one in particular had a tendency to drop off all over the place. But yeah, detailing, paint apps pretty much identical to this guy, and not bad at all, particularly on that pod. I do like them. It's let down in certain areas, and in other areas it's really strong. Unfortunately, it's the areas that let it down, there seem to be more of them than the areas that it was stronger in. But yeah, let's zip on. And I suppose justifying this figure in your collection, maybe you missed out on the original, the non-battle damage version, or maybe you're a Predator purist and you love the movie that much that you're going to get this one to go alongside this one, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But as I say, Mr. Go Figure can't help but get that waft, that hint of cash grab going on here. Once again, we're seeing that severed arm up close. It says 2 interchangeable right arms, regular and severed. So yeah, going to assume pops out at the ball joint at the shoulder there. And we're seeing how it interacts with that tree. And you can see there the back of the unsevered arm onto the next. We're getting a close-up of this diorama base now. Yeah, tree has been added. We can now, I'm not sure how this, it's a severed arm attachable to the diorama figure base now. Is it through 2 holes? Difficult to tell. I'm going to zip back here, bear with me, just if I can see. Now, there's no real shots there of holes in this tree, so maybe it's front and back, maybe it's straight through. Who knows? We'll find out. But everything else pretty much identical. We've seen before in this version. Close up of how the mandibles work, and yeah, same principle here. Same principle. Now, getting close to these mandibles and having this guy next to me, I am not seeing. Let me have a close-up look here. I am not seeing a vast change in paint applications. They look pretty much the same there. Got that wet look mouth interior, the teeth, pretty well done. Not the best on this guy, doesn't look brilliant here. And it doesn't look like they've altered any of, they may have altered those quills. I know there were a lot of people weren't happy about these quills being the right length. And in the right place on the shoulders. Whether they've addressed that is difficult to tell here, simply because of them being covered by the locks. But yeah, they felt like a bit of an afterthought on this guy. Hopefully they'll be longer, there'll be more of them, they'll be in the right place. But yeah, back to the head sculpt. Looks pretty much the same. The mandibles are going to change out the same. The paint applications look the same. Yeah, the paint applications are pretty good on that head sculpt. I do like it. The eyes could have been slightly more yellow in my opinion, but overall sculpt and paint application is pretty good. That wet look mouth interiors we've talked about, and the options that you get with the mandibles are all great. But I am not really seeing any change here in this paint application. So. And we get a close-up of that broken tusk as well. And we've also got the specially applied battle damage paintwork that we've already talked about that they're highlighting here. Yeah, I like how they're making a feature out of that. It's just pretty much green paint. I mean, the application, I mean, is that slapdash? You let me know in the comment section below. I'd be interested to find out. It just looks like they put some green paint on it and broken off the tusk. But we've got some close-up and some of that scarring as well. So yeah, that really is going to be a personal thing. I'm not so sure there, but you let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, please. I'd be fascinated to hear your take on this. On to the next, and I believe the final shot. Okay, it's the usual all shot from Hot Toys here, and it covers pretty much everything that we've already looked at here with this figure. On the left here, we've seen that shot. We've seen this one on the right. There's some smaller ones in the right-hand corner here, which are probably being covered up by Mr. Go Figure's face. But yeah, you've got the swap out biomass, the battle damage is mentioned there. We've got the same amount of interchangeable hands that this guy had, the changes to the diorama, the blood paint applications, and that severed arm effect within the tree itself. So, the big question. Yeah, I put this to you. Please let me know your thoughts. Is this a cash grab? Is this not different enough from the original to warrant a purchase? Is it that different that you're going to be picking it up? What are your thoughts on the battle damage? What are your thoughts on the original? What are your thoughts on Hot Toys and their battle damaged versions? Will you be picking this piece up? Won't you? Is it an easy pass for you? Please let me know in the comment section below. I will be fascinated to hear your take on this. I think this is going to be a bit controversial, this one. Me, I'm not convinced. I really can't see enough improvements on this guy to warrant picking this up. That might change, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, nothing is off menu, so please drop a comment in the comment section below. And that about wraps it up for this preview, folks. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been useful for you. What have we got coming up on the channel? Well, there's a raft of 1/6 scale figure reviews coming in. We've got new stuff coming in all the time, from Hot Toys, InArt, Susu Toys, Present Toys, Caustic Plastic, X06, Iconic Studios, the list goes on. Next up for review on the channel, it's Infinity Studios' take on Gypsy Danger. From the amazing movie that is Pacific Rim. Really excited for this one. Can't wait to get my hands on it. And also as well, yeah, we've got a review for this guy behind me. The arcade 1-up take on the classic Atari Star Wars arcade machine. Just come in, just been built, and will be going up for a full review this weekend, so stay tuned for that. And I suppose all it remains for me to say is a massive thank you for watching, as always, from myself, from the I'm not so sure battle damaged feral predator. Take care of yourselves, and until next time on the channel, happy collecting.